Welcome all men, women and children and all infants worldwide, not forgetting the toddlers who shall inherit the lands and become living trusts. So this vlog is going to be entitled Justice is a Birthright. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. So, when you're actually demanding lawful justice for forms of distress and damages caused, emotional distress, panic, startle, alert and alarm, and also harassment caused by a policeman or a government molester, abusing their authority and abusing position of trust, acting in corruption, violating the Public Trustee Act 1906. And you'll be forced to write to the demonic courts, the so-called courts of law. You have to send the affidavit statement of truth, along with any evidence such as a recording. Now, as you're aware, I shout at the violations and breaches in their faces, on the recording, even in their courtrooms. Even I advise them I do not need to be recording of molesters like you. They'll give you violations, breaches and full charges with a fee schedule attached immediately. As they're fully aware now, the judges will protect them. And they carry on protecting demonic activities. So they laugh about it. Just as you're aware, many cases I've had to invoke the civil law and the civil rights, full civil law and full civil rights. And then a demonicness was perpetrated by a demonic trustee, the judge, working for the wages of sin, violating the traditions, principles and customs of the common law and the natural law. So, also wanted to expose this policeman, Lee Vincent Kelly, the affidavit statement of truth for this pedophile policeman who was apprehended with indecent images of children, the dirty molester. Sent the affidavit, and I'll also be sending a copy of the affidavit to the IPCCC, the Independent Police Complaints Commission, demanding the Great Britain Bank of England pounds promissory notes to be paid with a fee schedule attached to these molesters for employing such a negligent trustee who was in misrepresentation and not working for me, who was not employed by me. They need to recognize this, the dirty molesters, who is not representing me, to be filing a common law offense of misrepresentation, which has already been filed. So everybody be aware of this, all men, women and children worldwide. And now also wanted to advise that in the contract it's 14 days. They have to reply to my form of contract and send the compensation, the due compensation owed for the forms of emotional distress, panic, startle, alert and alarm and harassment and forms of distress and damages caused by these dirty molesters. A judge will have to cover it up once again, refusing any damages to be paid. Basically saying that I must agree with whatever they're doing, these molesters. So be aware of this. So, when you're fighting for justice, you're demanding your birthright under the civil law, they will not protect your birthright. Your birthright is worth a lot of money. Be aware of this. You can go into unlimited funds, the SUAL can, a common law SUAL. So I've even sent a few SUALs for a few £1 million, Great Britain Bank of England pounds, promissory notes. The molesters had to gang up even more in that case, the higher the SUAL. They even went to the court regarding a council tax duty matter, where they were refusing to pay the £5 million compensation damages for legal remedy, equitable relief, cure and maintenance, and also lawful justice. Demanded it from the trustee there, sitting up there. He wanted to know why I was demanding so much money. I advised him these molesters caused me to suffer and starve, and I will teach them a lesson for making me suffer and starve for this fraudulent breach of duty, council tax duty matter. And I advised them I'll give the balance in onions and tomatoes. And then in the case, the molesting solicitors were ganging up and demanding £3,000 court fees, the solicitors' fees. So again, in front of the judge in the High Court, they said, occurred, be aware of this. In the High Court, I had to invoke a full civil law and invoke the barter law once again, and I advised the solicitor, the dirty molester, that I'm settling your balance right now. It will be settled in pounds and ounces in weight with tomatoes, £3,000 in ounces of tomatoes. And I'll have to sue you for £5 million, Great Britain Bank of England pounds, promissory notes, you dirty tyrant. And then the judge, the molester, recognized the barter law, and then he threw the case out and advised the dirty council solicitors, the dirty molesters, that they would not be getting any forms of compensation or money or anything, and that I would also not be receiving the £5 million promissory notes, Bank of England promissory notes. But if the molester wanted to be an evil tyrant, he could have even still advised that I need to pay the £3,000 balance which the council trustees, the solicitors, were demanding to be paid, as they claimed this case had wasted their time and I had to take them to civil action against them on a breach of duty offence regarding a council tax duty matter. So they were coming in the High Court and they were sued, each and every single one of them individually. And they still wanted to enter into the court case to do a fraud and negligence and breach of fiduciary duty and breach of fiduciary position and misrepresentation, as they were failing to all recognize anything forms of distress or damages that had been caused by this tax matter perpetrated against me, illegally and unlawfully, especially when I invoked the barter law and the trade law and the human rights law and the common law and the administration law and the equity law and the Holy Bible laws and the common law. Full rights and full laws were asserted in every case against these molesters. Even in a few cases the judges had to run away, the molesters adjourning the cases. Even in a case where there was a misrepresentation occurred, even the solicitors were ganging up to protect the misrepresentation, acting in negligence and misrepresentation and breach of fiduciary duty and breach of fiduciary position and breach of duty and a fraud and corruption, all common law offences, for which I demanded legal remedy, equitable relief, cure and maintenance, and also lawful justice for the forms of emotional distress, panic, startle, alert, and alarm, and also harassment and damages caused by these dirty government molesting paedophile protectors. So as you're aware, Jimmy Savile, Lord Janner, Rolf Harris, and even the ex-Prime Minister of England, Ted Heath, are all paedophiles. The affidavits sent to the court regarding the children's football coach Barry Bennell that failed to reply. Now this newly apprehended policeman Lee Vincent Kelly, who's caught with 1,000+ indecent images of children, they've been given 14 days to reply, which they will also fail to reply, the molesters, as they will fail to pay the Bank of England promissory notes, dirty molesters, abusing their position of trust, and wanting me to agree with this illegal paedophile protection racket that they've been running for very many centuries, the governments worldwide. Be aware of this. So, we're uploading another vlog, part 2, Justice is a Birthright. So when you have advised you of informing these molesters, I'm not part of these illegal activities, these illegal demonic activities. That's why they've got to cover up the case. Cannot recognize your birthright These molesters are the holders of your birthright. Be aware of this. Advise them on many occasions you have no jurisdiction over my name and my title, you dirty molester. With the wig on your head, and no velo.